Ever since the death of Pop Smoke in 2020, he has been referenced in countless hip-hop tracks by fellow artists who had the utmost respect for him. His death came as a shock to a lot of people and was a good example of why you need to be careful what you post on social media. It looks like even today, we are getting more and more news about Pop Smoke's death, including the fact that one of the people allegedly involved in the shooting is now claiming that he tried to prevent Pop Smoke from being killed. Be sure to watch until the end of the video to find out what he means by that. Death of Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke was still in the prime of his career in the hip-hop industry when he was taken from us. His life was ended during a home invasion that went bad back in February of 2020. At the time, Pop was in LA on a vacation with a few of his associates before the incident occurred. It all went down on February 19th, 2020 in Beverly Hills, California. Pop had rented a mansion for him and his crew to stay at. He actually rented it from Teddy Mellencamp from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Pop had been hanging out for a few days and had a good time. He ended up throwing a small party on the 19th, and like most parties do, it went on into the early hours of the morning. But sure enough, it eventually came to an end and all the guests left the mansion. Only a little while after the final guest left the party, the break-in occurred. 4 men ended up being caught on camera breaking into the property, one of which was wearing a ski mask and seemed to be specifically looking for Pop.
Now, according to one report, there was some kind of party or gathering at the home prior to the shooting. At some point, men wearing masks and hoodies showed up.
And what people believed happened next was just a robbery gone wrong. Apparently, they found Pop Smoke, who was showering at the time, and apparently, when he didn't cooperate, the people attempting to rob him ended up shooting him instead. His death came as a shock because it isn't often that a hip-hop artist is shot and killed outside of their hometown. It's no secret that in the hip-hop world, people get into altercations and people die sometimes. It's a sad reality. But usually that occurs in their hometown, not while on vacation. So what people believe to have happened is actually much scarier and can happen to anyone. You see, the day before the robbery, Pop Smoke had been posting pictures to his Instagram account. He was showing off some of the gifts that he had been sent to the mansion for him. And it looks like one of those pictures unintentionally had a tag showing that the address was written on it. This turned him into an easy target. Not only did people know where he was showing off all the expensive things that they could take from him, and he didn't even know it. It just goes to show, be careful what you share on social media, folks, for real.
By the name of Pop Smoke, shot and killed inside his home. He actually shot here in his home in the Hollywood Hills and then later died at a hospital. His death being confirmed by his record label this morning.
People charged in his death. Following the death of Pop Smoke, fans were happy to hear that the police had been able to track down and charge 4 individuals with being connected to the home invasion that ultimately led to Pop Smoke's death. All 4 are currently in custody and awaiting their trials and have been since July of 2020. Police have charged Corey Walker, who was 19 at the time, and Keandre Rogers, who was 18, each with murder, which could prove to be a death sentence considering the circumstances. Seeing as how the allegations are that the shooting happened while they were attempting to a violent robbery, some speculated that the district attorney would seek the death penalty, though most people now doubt that that will happen. The other 2 men were allegedly involved in the murder were both considered juveniles at the time of the incident, so both of their names have been withheld thus far. However, we know that one of them was 17 and the other was 15. And to make things even crazier, according to one of the men being charged, it was allegedly the 15-year-old who ended up pulling the trigger. Now, something that's really wild when you think about it is something that came out in court a couple of months ago. According to the Los Angeles Police Department, the watch that the killer stole from Pop only made them around $2,000. How crazy is that? The 4 people are catching a body over a robbery that only netted them around $2,000, and in the process took out one of the most talented up-and-coming artists at the time. Says he tried to prevent Smoke's death. Do you know those lawyers that you see in TV shows, right? And they can somehow just work a courtroom like a puppeteer? Well, Corey Walker, the 19-year-old who was allegedly involved in Pop Smoke's death, has one of those lawyers. His name is Christopher Darden, and he blew people's minds when he and Walker showed up in court and attempted to get the murder charge against him either dropped or reduced. I know, it sounds crazy, right? Darden went into court claiming that his client should be absolved of the murder on the grounds that Walker apparently never entered the home that Smoke was killed in. He said, It is clear from the evidence that Walker did not enter the house, was not armed, and did not personally kill the victim, which is a pretty bold statement considering the circumstances. Walker's lawyer went on to claim that his client clearly did not share the killer's attempt. In fact, he said that Walker specifically told his accomplices not to shoot Pop Smoke, but to hit him with a vase or something. However, since he did not go inside with the others, he was unable to stop anything from happening, and Pop ended up getting shot. Walker's lawyer also made a claim that could either look good for Walker or make matters worse for him. Both he and his lawyer claimed that upon hearing that the 15-year-old shot and killed Pop, Walker assaulted the teenager. Now, Darden was trying to use this as a way to make it seem like Walker was upset that Pop Smoke ended up getting killed, but in reality, it's just an admission that he, a 19-year-old, assaulted a minor. As of right now, Corey Walker is facing the maximum sentencing of life in prison without any chance at parole. Whether he can argue that down has yet to be seen. Final thoughts. Pop Smoke was one of the more talented artists of our time, and his music is likely going to be bumped for years. It was a sad day when the world found out about his untimely death, and one that a lot of people won't be forgetting. May he rest in peace, and may his killers get whatever justice they may deserve. Until then, we will just have to wait and see. For now, be sure to subscribe to stay in tune with all of our hip-hop news and information. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you don't miss out on our next upload. Until next time, stay safe out there.